Can y'all cut this tape, please?
Yeah, cut it.
This is going to
Hold on, let me frame up. Let me frame up if they're going to cut it.
What Marcellus just said is going to come back and haunt you so bad.
Really? Really?
Yes.
I ain't
Please
scared
say
of
it again.
I ain't scared of no ghosts. This will be a warm-up lap on the race to a Super Bowl championship for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Like, you are so silly. We have seen 1 years of Tom Brady in pregame talk.
Yes,
he's the opposite of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, pre-fight, is going to give you the business. Post-fight, no matter what he said, he's ready to shake your hand, be a gentleman, and say, hey, that was all for promotion. Brady's the opposite. Brady's the one that's going to go out there and give you blah, blah, blah talk. Don't believe any pregame Tom Brady talk because he's going to be complimentary no matter what the opponent is. And this isn't a formidable opponent on defense, especially up front with the defensive line, but not in totality. Let's just be real about this. If Tom Brady were playing the Inglewood Pop Warner team that I used to play for, you know what Tom Brady would say pregame? It's a lot of little quick guys out there right now. You got to watch for them, Like, Tom Brady is going to always be complimentary. But let's talk about why he should be complimentary of his own more so than what he's going to face in Washington. Tampa's only allowed 22 sacks this entire year, 21 to Tom Brady, third fewest in the NFL. Okay, let's do some math over there, Math Wizard. 1.3 sacks per game allowed by his Hogs up front. Tell me this, Acho. Let's just say they just played average football. Not better, not worse, just average, giving up 1.3 sacks a game. I don't know what the hell a 0.3 sack is. Like, barely got them. You think the Washington football team with no offense and we don't even know who the quarterback's going to be, is going to be able to put up enough points to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers with all those weapons and how hot they are going into the playoffs? As my man Mark Jackson says in his NBA broadcast, what's better than a great defense? A better offense. And that's what's going to happen. I think their defense is great. Unfortunately, it's going to see a greater offense, and it's going to be curtains.
I respect it.
You got to. Come on, man.
The only thing I remember Mark Jackson saying was, Mama, there go that man. That's the only thing I've been hearing from Mark Jackson.
Right.
I'm going to give it to you like this. Washington will be a huge test for Tom Brady. And it's very simple. Marcellus, if I were to tell you that Tom Brady was going up against a team with an 83% winning percentage, the number 6 team in sacks in the NFL, and the second best defense, would you say, yeah, that might be a test?
That might be a test.
It might be a test, right? That's what I would say.
Yeah, I would.
Well, y'all have to remember, we must delineate and break down who Washington is. Because 7-9 Washington is not the Washington that Tom Brady's Buccaneers are going to be seeing. See, because Tom Brady's Bucs aren't going to be facing that 1-5 Dwayne Haskins-led Washington team, or that 1-3 Kyle Allen-led Washington team. Tom Brady is going to be facing that 5-1 Alex Smith-led Washington team.
You think?
That Washington team is dangerous. See, that Washington team wins 83% of its games. That Washington team is a team that Tom Brady is going to have to go up in that cold weather, which Tom Brady already said he does not want to venture to. And that's the team that Tom Brady is going to have to face. So if you're looking at the 7-9 Washington team that was led by Haskins, nah, they not all that scary. They're not that intimidating. But this Washington team is a problem. Well, let's bring in Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings to get his perspective, his opinions. He saw the GOAT Tom Brady in person just last week. So, Greg, will Washington be a big test for Tom Brady?
Absolutely. Absolutely, they will be a big test. They'll be the greatest test of the season for this team, not just because of what they present from a personnel perspective, but that's the approach that Tom Brady is going to take. And this is the most important game of the season because everything depends on this game. The results of what they really want, what they're really chasing, what Marcellus is talking about, weighs on this game. That's why it's going to be the biggest test. Now, when you talk about what they have as far as personnel and matchups, this is a huge test. Because over the course of Tom Brady's career, we've seen great pass rush off the edge, but we haven't seen every single time Tom Brady's on the field, great pass rush both off the edge as well as the interior pass rush. This is what the Washington football team poses. And when you look at the course of Tom Brady's career, what he's struggled with most is interior pass rush. Why? Because he's not a passer that's going to beat you outside of the pocket. He likes to climb that pocket. That means step up and navigate that pocket where that pass rush lacks. And typically it lacks from the interior. And this Washington team can collapse that interior. And so when I look at that, this is why they pose a huge threat, because they're extremely active. Even if Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to go horizontal passing game, they get their hands up, they get balls, not batted down. So you can't always elude and go to that quick game horizontally, and then vertically, we know that they can get after the passer. Think about what the New Orleans Saints posed against Tom Brady. Interior pass rush as well as exterior pass rush, outside edge rushers. When you have that combination, it's trouble typically for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, he is out there preaching. You know, I love me some Greg Jennings doing his job right now as a commentator, trying to make sure he keeps all of our interests glued to the tube. This is going to be a contentious ball game. That's what you do as broadcast. I've watched games before, and the team is losing by 57,000 points. And I hear the commentators saying, you know, this fourth quarter, anything can happen. I'm like, no, it can't.
Absolutely.
It can't. So, Greg, let's just be real. We're on a different show right now. You can talk to us. We're all former players, remember? Let's keep it 1 thou hour up here. This is going to be a blowout. I'm going to tell you why. My man Acho gave me the secret sauce to why this is going to be a blowout. He said, this is not a 7-9 Washington football team. Oh, no, let's look at them in recent history. Alex Smith team. We don't even know if Alex Smith is going to be capable to play the entire game, but I digress. So let's use recent history against Washington. What's their record in the last 4 games? Anybody? 2-2. Last time I checked, that sounds like average. That sounds like you win a couple, you lose a couple. What is Tampa's record in the last 4? Ooh, 4-0. Let's go deeper than that. They won those games by an average score of 37-19. I want to go out there and profess that's going to be the score of this game. 37-19, the same average score has been the last 4 weeks for Tampa Bay. Anybody mad at that? I'm not. Okay, let's talk about them finishing top 3 in the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns. And no NFC team had a better point differential or yardage differential than the Buccaneers over these 4 weeks. What are y'all talking about? Oh, everybody keep talking about Chase Young and them boys up front that are killers. They are. But let me tell you, one thing that I learned from 10 years of experience of playing D-line in the NFL, the best offensive lineman on the field is a decisive quarterback. Oh, did I just hit y'all with a bar? It's not the guy up front. It's the one with the ball in his hand. Playing against Peyton Manning all those years. Playing against Tom Brady all those years. Yeah. You do your best move. You got there. Where'd that ball go? Oh, yeah. Do it. Then all of a sudden you started to feel a little defeated and a little winded. But you say, I'm gonna speed it up. I'm gonna really get to him. Oh, now you're leaving yourself vulnerable because your technique is now going to be flawed. The point of this is, I think the guys up front are going to do damage, do great. But I've seen too many performances in the NFL. 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks, 5 sacks, and still get wiped off the floor, off the field. So I think up front they're going to make some noise, but it's not going to be enough with the offense they possess.
Hey, big bro, what did you say was the name of that Inglewood High School team?
Inglewood Pop Warner, did I play for?
Inglewood Pop
I played
Warner.
for Inglewood Mohawks.
Respect it.
Inglewood Family Tree.
You must think you up here going against some high school kids in this conversation. Because you giving me some high school quality takes, big dog.
Pop Warner.
Whatever the heck it is, that's what you think you're going up against.
Babies.
Tom Brady, over the course of those 4 games, that winning streak you mentioned,
don't do that.
3 of those 4 wins came against teams without a head coach. One team was on their 3rd string head coach and 2nd string and then 3rd string quarterback all within that same game. But I digress because I ain't even going to kill you on that point. Here I'm going to get you.
My dog.
The question on the floor is very simple. Is Washington going to be a big test for Tom Brady? Well, Washington's in the playoffs. Every playoff team Tom Brady has faced has been a big test for Tom Brady. I'm going to let y'all sit on that real quick. Marinate on that joint. Every playoff team Tom Brady faced this season was a big test. I'll remind y'all, Tom Brady's only 1-4 versus playoff teams. I'm going to go down the list just to jog y'all's memory. Week 1, New Orleans Saints, they were a playoff team. Oh, that was a big test. Tom Brady's Bucs lost. Tom Brady had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.